I think we can all agree that every parent dreams that their child will be successful in doing whatever they love. Our guest today is no different. When we come back from break, we're going to talk to Deanna Moore. Her son is Kyle Moore, an NFL defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Listen, I guarantee you, if you're a parent, stay tuned to this show. You're going to be educated, encouraged, and inspired. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Perspectives. We're talking with Deanna Moore, who's the mother of Kyle Moore, an NFL player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome, Deanna. Thank you for joining us on today.
Thank you.
Now, you've gone through quite a bit. Your son was a high school football player, a college football star, and now plays for the NFL. I know this was quite a transition for you. Tell us how you dealt with that.
Well, when he started out at a very young age, we started out at about 4. Mm-hmm. So from the age of 4 up until even now, we've been doing year-round sports. Mm-hmm. So when you kind of start off at an early age, you have an opportunity to adjust to some of the demands that come along with having a son that is excelling and doing, a lot better on the field than some of the other kids. And so during those adjustments and so forth, or during those seasons from age 4 up until now, it's been pretty exciting. My son, as you said, was a high school star. Mm-hmm. He was one of the highest recruited athletes in Warner Robins. At that particular time, they said that no one else had been recruited at that level. USC had just won the national championship that year. And so for a national championship team to come to Warner Robins to recruit someone was a big deal. So.
Right.
So it's been good. And then with him going to USC, he was in the shadow of some of the other stars there, like Ray Malaluga and Brian Cushing. Right. Those were like the big name stars during that time. Right. But at the same, in the same sense, he was doing what he needed to do on the field.
So from little Warner Robins, Georgia, to Tampa Bay, I know there had to be some type of support network, or how did he transition, or how did you transition from being a mom from Warner Robins, Georgia, to being a mother of a famous NFL player?
Well, actually, one of the things that when my son got ready to go to the NFL, I was looking online to see if there was an organization or something out there of NFL moms, maybe, that I might be able to glean from concerning, this new stage or this new era in my life. And when I looked, there was an organization. It was the Professional Football Players Mothers Association. And, I looked on their website and was a little nervous at first about actually wanting to be a part of them. But I found out through my son's agent, he had me to contact a couple of the ladies that were in the profession, in the organization. And, it has been a wonderful experience since I've been a part of it.
Right. So you've been a part of the organization for a year now, am I correct?
Actually, just a little bit over a year.
Okay, but the organization has been around it's not a neophyte organization.
No.
It's been around for 13 or 14 years,
Right,
am I
we're
correct?
moving into our 14th season.
Okay, so how has the organization changed your life?
Well, like I said, when I knew when my son went to this next level that there were going to be some adjustments that had to be made. And I didn't quite know how those adjustments would be made, but being a part of this organization has really helped me to understand the whole business of being in the NFL.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that take place that people on the outside don't understand that's going on the inside. And being a mother of a son in that type of profession, we've been there as a support group for each other.
Right. Now, one of the producers from the show, they called you and you guys dialogued, and I was told that you said that you've gained a lot of sisters.
I have.
And it's been really a bonding experience for you. So emotionally it's been something that has been really beneficial for you. Am I
It
correct?
really has. I have so many wonderful new sisters in my life, and I don't say that just to say it. I mean, really, we have formulated a bond that, you know, because unless someone's in your shoes, then it's hard to walk in them. It's hard for them to really understand
Of course.
what it is that you're dealing with. So someone that has already gone through some of the tests, gone through some of the trials, gone through some of the disappointments, you know, the excitement, because we have highs and lows.
Of course.
Being in this whole thing. You know,
Right.
you're on an emotional roller coaster. One minute you're at your son's game and you're just excited and just in awe that he's even on the field, and then he gets injured, you know, and then you have all those different things, and you have all kinds of people coming at you and wanting to get to know you, and for different reasons, and you don't know why they're there and what they're there for. You don't know if they have your best interest at heart.
And,
you know,
and
so
I'm glad you say that. I had the opportunity to interview Lucille O'Neill a couple of weeks ago,
Right.
and she uses the term the faux friend movement, and that, you know, when her son became famous, then friends started coming out of the woodwork.
right.
And she was unsure what their intentions were. So kind of piggybacking on what you just said a few minutes ago, how often do you guys meet as an organization?
We actually meet one time a year for our conference. We have a general conference that we have every July. And then we also meet again during Super Bowl week, and we also meet again at the draft in New York. And periodically throughout the year, different mothers are having various events with their foundations and having different fundraisers. So we'll actually go and support them, you know, when they're doing those events as well.
So let's go ahead and dispel some myths.
Okay.
You would probably think that the lay public would think that all you guys do is spend your son's money, drive around in big fancy cars. But as I researched your organization, I found that you guys do a lot of charity work, especially in the area of health and wellness, community development, community empowerment, and as well as education. Could you expound on some of those for me?
Exactly. We are an organization of success, support, and service, and we provide all types of charity work for different organizations. We've gone to children's hospitals and we've raised money to help them build a children's hospital. We've raised money for the Boys and Girls Club. We've gone out and assisted with Autism Speaks. We've donated funds to them. At-risk youth. We have all kinds of programs where we go into the schools and we do Read Across America. We have a partnership with the American Heart Association. So the Go Red for Women campaign is huge for us.
Right.
You know, so when we go down to the Super Bowl, generally we have an event with the American Heart Association because we want people to be aware of the different medical problems and conditions that are out there. And we like being a spokesperson for those organizations.
And I think it's good for the public to know all that you guys do. One thing I found interesting was that there was an incident some time ago of a parent who I think drove her car into a lake or something
Yes.
like that, and you guys are actually sponsoring the survivor of that incident. Could
Right.
you expound on that for me a little
Right, the young man that was able to get out of the vehicle and swim to the bank.
bit? Right.
The organization is called the United Athletes Foundation. They have actually wrapped their arms around them, that young man and his family, and have donated funds to his, from this day forward all the way through college, he'll be taken care of.
Wow.
And that particular organization we're in partnership with them. So we also raise funds to help that young man as well. I actually had an opportunity to get a chance to meet him and his grandmother and several of his aunts, and it's really a difficult story. You know, we heard about it, we read about it, and we said, oh, that was so sad, you know, but to actually meet that young man and to know that he just lost his mother and 3 siblings all at once,
Right, had to
you
be
know, it's
devastating,
extremely,
quite devastating.
yeah, he may not realize just how traumatic that experience is at this age, but maybe later on in life. But we vowed to be there for him, to support him in whatever capacity that we can,
Right.
and not just financially, but we're there physically. So we've got some great young men. Ray Lewis is the president of that organization. Reggie, I can't think of Reggie's last name right now, but anyway, Reggie is also involved in it as well, and they've basically embraced that young man and let him know that he's got some big brothers. He's got some gentlemen in his life that's going to be there with him, you know.
So you guys really do a lot to support the community.
We do.
Another thing I read is that you try to improve the image of the NFL professional player. Do you think that the image that the media portrays is somewhat skewed? I was interested when I read that and wanted to get your take on it.
Well, I think oftentimes what happens with the media, generally bad news sells.
Of course.
Anything that's negative, people jump on that, and it's all over the country. But the mere fact that we're out having for example, we had a charity basketball game with the NBA moms in August of last year. And that was huge to have the NBA moms and the NFL moms playing a basketball game to raise money for the United Negro College Fund.
Of course.
We're also going to give part of the proceeds to the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. So we were there to assist them in their fundraising efforts. And we did get some media on it, but did you hear about it?
I didn't hear about it, actually. Have not heard about it to this day.
Right. And so sometimes a lot of the good things that we do don't always get recognized. So to a degree or to a certain extent, yes, our sons, anything negative that they do, it gets capitalized on. Oh, that's the first thing you hear about. And you don't hear that that same person that has done something that wasn't so wonderful, maybe just last week, was down in a small town and had given $15,000 to, you know, a particular organization, and they were able to buy clothes and shoes and, you know, so those things go on. Our sons do a lot of work behind the scenes, and a lot of the money that they're putting into those organizations and their foundations is their own money. And the mothers assist them as well. So we're not just a family or an organization that's trying to, you know, just do a lot of shopping and partying and all of those things, because the great majority of our moms still have jobs. We still work, you know. So the NFL that stands for the National Football League, but it actually also stands for not for long. So we understand that even though this money is present with us now, it may not be later if you are not educated and resilient enough to be able to put some things in place so that you can be able to continue to live on.
Of course. Now, the organization has its charities that it supports, but I understand that a lot of the mothers themselves have their own individual charities that they support. Tell us about the things that you personally support.
As I stated earlier, I support the United Athletes Foundation. They do a lot of work with inner city youth, getting school supplies and books, and we had a walk in New York, like a 5K walk and so forth. I also am a part of the Alzheimer's Association. I'm on the planning committee with them, so we're getting ready for our big event in November. We have our walk usually the first Saturday in November. And I'm also in the process of launching my own foundation. It's called the I Think I Am Foundation. And I want to work with the students or the children as well as the parents of those children who may have gone through foster care, either being given up for adoption or placed in foster care, or children or families who have been directly involved in substance abuse and are recovering from that. So those are some areas of interest that I have, and so that's one of the things I'm working on as we speak. We're getting ready to launch that. So.